been a verdict, and the executive said no, we cannot adhere to it. They don't obey. Now the question is, why are you taking the person to the court in the first place? Is it not better you hold the person and just like that, no going to court, not because you don't obey court orders? And they are calling themselves democracy. They don't understand that democracy, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad you feel, court is court. It's an institution of its own. Everybody should obey court order, no matter what, no matter how the result is to you. But they will not tell you. They are going to elections. Look at electioneering campaign. Sometimes I look, I say, God, where does these people come from? A country they call Nigeria, they say is their country. Now electioneering campaign, all is they are not Nigerians again. Everybody is fighting for his own criminal, for his own buffoon. Now it's Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba. No more Nigeria. Ndisyoji. Our leader will say Ndisyoji on alarm. Honestly speaking, on Nigerians on dead bodies on alarm. You are not ashamed that America is giving you $50 million for electioneering. A population of 218 million people plus. Are you not ashamed? You see somebody come out, we are in an independent country, that is the language of the Fulani, their ruling class. No, in anything that they come, Nigeria is a sovereign country. So any other country should respect and do not interfere in our affair. But they are interfering in your affair by giving you $50 million for your elections. No, you cannot come out and say, no, don't interfere, and we don't need that money. No, we don't need that money. You all that matter, very cheap set of human beings. That money, take it. You take it. And tomorrow you want equality, to be regarded as equal in the world. Are you not ashamed of yourself? We must continue. Let me go into another headline, news headline. Okay. I played a clip of a Fulani headsman attack in a Cross River. Let me also replay it, please. Let me replay it. Please listen. Listen again.
What just happened? My brother headsman came out from the bush. I was in front going to Ikom. He was coming from Ikom to Calabar. Before we knew, we saw gunshots. They were shooting seriously. I had to use reverse. On my way coming, they shot one of my tire. Before I knew, he too came out from the floor. That was how we collided back to back. So I ran out of the car into the bush. You understand me? On the process, they carried all my passengers. 6 passengers that were in my inside. My brothers have been taken to the bush. His brothers are included.
Wow, this is Cross River State on the road between Ugab and Odupani. It's just happening live today, November 14th. Just now, just before 4 p.m. in the evening.
Do you hear it? Now I will read one news headline by the governor of Cross River State, Ayade. He said, "Give us Super Tucano aircraft troops to comb forests." Ayade to federal government. He is asking the Sokoto Caliphate to give him Tucano aircraft troops to comb forests. That is today's news. Yesterday's news, 16th. Now he's waking up. But let me flash back, please. For your information, let me read a news of, what is the date? 3rd of December 2021. December Ayade. Ayade said on the 3rd of December 2021, I won't sign draconian anti-open grazing law because headers are my brothers. Cross River Governor Ayade. That was a year ago, almost. On the 3rd of December 2021, he made that statement. The same governor that is now crying. Let me read the headline again. He said, I won't sign draconian anti-open grazing law because the headers are my brothers. Cross River Governor Ayade. That was when the southern governors were meeting in solidarity with the pressure of IPOB that they banned grazing, open grazing in the whole of the south. They did meeting, they had governorship meeting, the whole southern governorship meetings, only 2 times. And the caliphate, the Sokoto caliphate wants to break into 2. Their eyes want to gouge out from the sockets of their eyes. And they warned their slaves not to, even Igbo, all those meetings, most of the Igbo governors didn't attend. They sent their representative because that is how they are programmed to be individualistic, to be piecemeal, divided into piecemeal. Do you understand what is piecemeal? I used to explain it here. You know, when you bring a akbo, you swallow fufu, you bring it, maybe it's up to 1 kilogram. You prepare, you bring it in a plate, bring your soup. You cannot be able to carry that fufu, 1 kilogram of fufu, which you will finish them, but you cannot be able to take it and put it inside your mouth. It's impossible. Now, what do? You use your hand, small, be cutting it into piecemeal by piecemeal, molding them. That is what is called piecemeal. Once you small, you take one, you put inside the soup, you put inside the soup, and you swallow. You just little by little, before you know it, 30 minutes or 1 hour, you finish that 1 kilo and want more. That is the way the caliphate have divided us, because it is important for us to remain divided. That is why their nightmare is our coming together. I don't know. Their nightmare, they put many big resources in making sure that they divide us into pieces. Have you forgotten that time? Everywhere, now just everywhere, television, every day, the caliphate agents, the emirs, they are coming out. Why should go south to have a meeting? Why? They tout every blessed day. In public and in private, they are calling their servants, our governors and senators, stop this, stop making meeting together, stop, and finish their end seat. You don't hear them again. You don't hear southern governors meeting again, because these are slaves, primitive Neanderthals being controlled by the Sokoto Caliphate. We say it here as it is. If you don't want to hear, you go and jump into the nearest canal or hug a transformer, because that is how it is. Until we change our attitude. These people, look at that time. Maybe the corner that you're there and call him and say, are you going to follow these people? No, do not do that. You are our boy. You know that you are our preferred man. All of the whole Biafran governors, that is how they tell them. You know, they will come to this one in private. You know, they will castigate others to him. Don't ever meet, you know, the Igbos. Don't meet southeast. You know, you are south. You know that. You will say, yes, I know, sir. So don't ever have anything to do with them, because the caliphate understands the importance of unity. It's extreme, and that is why they don't mind bribing. putting money down for you. Bribe this one, don't talk to this one. Bribe this one also, don't talk to your friend or your brother. Bribe them individually. Give them everything needed by them, so that they will not talk to each other. And today we are at the governors, Southern governors meeting. Even the so-called Southeastern governors, do they meet? They don't see eye to eye. They made sure they divide them. That is the Nigeria we are, the politics in Nigeria by the caliphate. But they themselves, they made sure to be in one bunch. Always in one bunch. There. It doesn't matter, governors of Middle Belt, Nasarawa will come. Governor of Nasarawa State, is it Darius? He will come and say, no, we are not part of the North. That is in his talk. Why making political statement? They will come, the caliphate will come and say, we the North. Autumn will say, who called that we are the North? We are not the North. They will come and shout, we are not part of the North, but forcefully they put them. Because they understand the importance is extreme importance of being in a bunch. They don't joke with it. Do you understand? That is what the Fulani did. They made sure to divide the South into piecemeal, so that they can be able to swallow everybody, but little by little. Now that time, 2021, Governor Ayade said, oh, I won't sign the draconian anti-open grazing law because the headers are my brothers. Now he changed the tune because of what is happening. He brought them in, and now they are now committing their normal terrorist atrocities. They understand? And now he's calling for Tucano jets for him to bomb the forest. Do you see how foolish these people are? I say the indigenous people in that so-called Nigeria, all bar none, are the most stupid set of human beings I've ever seen. That is why Fulani na Akbonya wana Tomankasa nation. That is the reason. They pump each person to be, to bloat and be rich and be influential and, be a man full of himself. Who are the others? They don't care about the others. They don't know that united we stand. No. As Hope Uzodinma is, killing his own people just to satisfy the people that sent him, the people that put him in that position. I read the other day, the first thing Hope Uzodinma did, I think 2020 or 2021, when he entered new, to agree for 15 Almajiri schools in Imo, 5 in each each zone. Do you see that? 5 in each zone. Do you see? They must have willing tool. The same thing that has been bedeviling, killing us as Africans. The same thing. That's how they killed Thomas Sankara. A willing tool. Imagine foreigners come, they don't see any willing tool. Remember, you see Robert Mugabe. Let me tell you this. Robert Mugabe, the West, Britain wants him dead by all means. They don't care scattering the country. Because Robert Mugabe fought them to stand still. He disallowed them on everything. So, you know what they did? They tried to arm the opposition, the chief opposition politician. That time, what is his name again? Is it Mogai Changara, if I'm not mistaken, please? I think the man is still dead also. If somebody knows what is the name of that man, is it, I think, Mogai Changara? The opposition to Robert Mugabe. Yes. So, they cornered that opposition. Say, we will support you in any way. We will give you arms. in order to fight this man, you have to take over, take office, take over the presidency. We will support you. You are our man. But do you know what? The man is a wise man. The man refused. The man refused. He said, no, I can be making noise as an opposition. It's Mogai Sangarai. Yes, Mogai Sangarai is him. So, Mogai Sangarai said he revealed this by himself. I think he's dead. Yes. After Robert Mugabe died, he himself died also. Yes, he's dead. So, you just imagine. Imagine he took arms. They will flood arms to him. Britain will give arms to him through a third party and pretend they didn't do anything. They don't know anything. Mogai Sangarai, now many people will die, will be slaughtered. The country will be in flames. And maybe by now Mogai Sangarai will be dead. And people will be suffering. Do you see it? Robert Mugabe is dead. Mogai Sangarai is dead too. Now, tell me, all these people that are selling our collective interests, do they think at all that they will die? What matters is the legacy you lay down, nothing more. But that is why I say, you see, indigenous people in Nigeria, they are the most foolish set of human beings. It's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came up in order to open our eyes and took us, remove us from the position, the stupid position we have been. All of us but none. From Kanuri to Hausa to Igbo to all. That is why, the Fulani, they are on top of everybody. Fulani that is not up to 2% of Nigeria population, not up to 1% even, in the actual sense of it. Not up to 1% of Nigeria population. They are controlling everybody. Doesn't that make you think? How? Because the indigenous people are stupid. They are busy eating the flesh of their own people, fighting each other. And the Fulani, they know how to rally around. They know how to rally around. They know how to rally others politically to support their cause, even without knowing that they are supporting their cause. Now, this Ayade, governor of Cross River State, he is now crying. But he has forgotten that he is the person that invited these people. Go to December 3, 2021 news. I will not sign draconian anti-open grazing law because the headers are my brothers. Cross River Governor Ayade. Today, he is now calling for to Kano Jet from the same headers, in order to bomb their brothers. You know, the Fulani, you admire them. They will be laughing him. They will say, look at before you realize what happened, it's gone, it's too late. Danjuma, before you realize what happened, they collude. But when he was killing Biafrans, that he's fighting for Nigeria. Now, that time they didn't know. If they're telling him, stop what you are doing, look, be reasonable, say, no, Nigeria, thinking that he's in charge, that they are in charge, that he's doing what he don't know, that the caliphate is just using him. Today he know, but it's too late. They are slaughtering his people. Go on, the same thing. His people, they are being slaughtered. Because this is what he himself established. He established it. Do you see the caliphate? They dribbled the Korocha, dribbled him. He spoke Hausa, the whole Hausa he know. He gave build things in different parts of north. Build things for them, schools and every other thing for them. Because they tell him, you are our boy, you are our man, don't worry, we support you. At the last, what happened? They sent the DSS from up they surrounded his house. He closed his bulletproof doors. They said, okay, we know your secret. They went from up, from the ceiling, they came down to arrest him, and they took him like a chicken. By that time, he started calling Jesus. You know, Jesus. Any of them are Jesus. Jesus, you know now. Oh, Jesus now. Oh, even Kelere Maria, mother of Jesus, mother of God. Oh, yeah, be called piano. Fulani say Akbagogi. Move. The question I used to ask, will they learn? They never learn. Ayade is crying now. He needs to Kano. But when people are fighting, he said, no, do not sign this anti-grade. Don't bring a head. He said, no, they are my brothers. Let them come everywhere. Don't worry. In Cross River, we are in one Nigeria. Now they are showing him one Nigeria. The caliber say, what are you asking? Don't you know that to Kano jets, they are programmed not to walk, not to fly on the southern part of Nigeria, because they put something there. Once you fly there, now that virus will contaminate the plane, and self-destruction. It will self-destruct itself because Akpagoya, Erigoya, you know, Erigoya, as and the others. We must continue. You know, we used to remind them. You understand? People lament on police extortion in Anambra. What they are doing, police blockade, causing hell in our land, making our land unfavorable. You know, this is a plan. You know, they want us to all run away so that they will. Let me tell you what they are trying to achieve now. We should be thankful for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Otherwise, their plan for us, the caliphate plan for us, is to make life unbearable for us in Biafraland, so that we run away and our land will become empty. We have empty houses, so that they push the Almajiri there. They will become, as they are, megads. They are gate men. You know, when you are a gatekeeper and the house, you stay in one house, they are paying you, yes. You stay in a house only in your little room, sentry room, in the boys' quarter there, little boys' quarter. And nobody in the big house, big mansion. You stay there 1 year, you are in charge. 2 years, you are in charge. Nobody is coming. You text her, bring his wife from the north. 3 years, 4 years, nobody in the house. Nobody come back. 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, the house will automatically becomes for him. You belong to him. He will now be entering everywhere. He's in his house. He can stay there now for years. He don't know whether these people, they are no more alive. Before you know it, he will grow old there and he will die. The children they born there is there, they know. No more. No more. That is how occupation starts. That is what the caliphate, that is what they plan. It's long distance plan. The same way they did to the Israelis. They were migrating, thinking that, they are going to Europe, going everywhere, running, getting. As they are going, nature abhors vacuum. The Arabs are coming. You know, when you come to a house, an empty house, you squat. You stay 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, nobody say, that don't wait. You go and take one room in the main house. And 2 years, 3 years, nobody. You become as the owner of the house. 10 years, you start burning there. Children you born there, that is their place. It becomes automatically their place. Do you see it? Because no person to claim it, no person to come and now when the children grow, who you will come and say this is not their house? You will come. Your children, the next generation will come and start saying, no, I think that I thought my father is the owner of here. I thought. It's not sure. The Fulani children that were there that have grown, tell you, if you come here now, I will kill you. Who are you? Do you see how things go? Do you see what they are doing? Extortion, blockade everywhere in our land, so that life will be miserable. Life will be hell for us in that our home. And we think the remedy is to run away. Nah, they go, I did Lagos, so I know one problem this side, I beg. Here are full of problems. And you go Lagos. Before you know, you stay there, you get your house there, buy house there and stay. Born children and forget. And now they go Kafanchan. Nah, there, no one wahala. Nah, I'm going outside country. Nah, that is it. Before you know, we'll be diminishing and our enemies are being pushed. They will come as squatters first, as get men. But in the next 10 years, they become landlords, landowners, house owners without buying anything. Do you see it? When the next generations come to fight by, it becomes a very big war. That is what you are seeing, Israeli and Palestinian war that is going on today. That is unending. So when you see, but it's too late for them anyway, because we know all these things now. When you hear about Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you thank him. He's your savior. He's our savior. I'm telling you. So, all these things they are doing, police blockade, checkpoints, blockade, everything, is to make life hell for us in our land, so that we continue running away in our numbers. But we must continue. Another news headline: U.S. company Deloitte denies ever employing APC presidential candidate Tinubu. We are not interested in the Nigeria election, but we also use it to analyze what is going on in that zoo called Nigeria. The United States company Deloitte has stated that the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Party APC, Bola Tinubu, never worked with the firm at any time, let alone pay him $1.8 million as salaries and bonuses. Do you see? These are people that wants to be your president, and you are supporting, you are dying for. Jagaban. These are criminals, non-criminals. Imagine that it is a same country, another country. Only this thing will make, even anywhere people see him, he will be arrested direct, because he lied. He will be arrested. It's a felony. You understand? He lied. And if somebody like this becomes your president, now tell me, a criminal, a criminal. Bola Tinubu has claimed that he made a 1.8 million from salaries and bonuses while working a consultancy job at Deloitte USA. So we subpoena the Deloitte USA to provide evidence of Tinubu's employment and staff payment records, and this is what came back. You know, the letter from Deloitte dated September 20, 2022, read partly. Okay. Dear Mr. Kowals, that is the person that wrote the letter. We received a subpoena 16 September 2022 seeking employment records for Bola Tinubu SSN. Please be advised that we have no records of Bola Tinubu in our systems and as such have no employment records for him. Do you see that? Because he claimed that they asked him the money. What about the money? What you did in America? And they tried you, or they questioned you as a drug addict. I mean, a drug seller. and Femi Adesina was defending him. No, he put his he's living in the same house with drug sellers, drug dealers. He never knew that they are selling drugs. And now he claimed, they say, okay, what of the money you are making that time? How do you make it? He said, no, I work with the Deloitte company. And they contacted Deloitte company, and he said, the Deloitte company, the president said, no, this man never worked with us, so we don't have any record of him working with us. In either we paying him $1.8 million in salaries and bonuses. Case closed. But we Nigerians react, no. And the worst is every day you are shouting, oh, we are suffering. Oh, why is Nigeria like this? Do you know why it's like this? Because you're a dead body. Because you don't respond to stimuli. That is why, that is the reason why you are suffering. You are a dead body. A whole presidential candidate lied. He is a drug dealer. Or he was a drug dealer. And he ran away from America. Now he lied that no, the money he made there, he was being paid by one company, Deloitte company. And the company said, no, this man, we don't even know who he is. Now, what do you expect people to do? If real human beings, they will rise up and pursue that man into oblivion. But no, I used to say Nigeria is not a normal country. It's not a normal country, honestly. If it's in a normal country, that man that wants to be a president and lied, I trust them. They will kill him even. You will see one person will be targeting him and shoot him and kill him direct. So how can this person wants to be the chief, my chief executive officer, my chief executive, the country's chief executive? How? With what morality can he be ruling? He's a criminal. But Nigerians are dead body. They will use it to make a jest, make comedy. You know, that is why comedy is moving very well in Nigeria. Comedians, they are rich. These people that used to talk rubbish use everything to make jokers. They have turned everybody into jokers. Look at their gathering. People pay in order to listen to them. They will joke with everything, including, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, oh, he's a drug dealer. Ah, no, wow. Even the company, he said he doesn't work there. They say he doesn't work there. They don't know him. Now, wow. Anyway, what do we go do? Are you going to? We continue praying. Naija now for you. Naija. After all, he's a big man now. He make money. So go and make your own. And you see dead bodies, they accept it and you cover it like that. And tomorrow everybody will be shouting, no, wow, hey, I never see this type of country before. But you are part of the problem. What we are doing is to make everybody to rise up and become human beings that you are supposed to be. That's it. Another news say Nigerian government approves 3.2 billion naira for Osman Danfodio University perimeter fence. 5.1 billion naira for printing for exam council. For printing for exam council, NECO. Do you see Osman Danfodio University perimeter? Only to the fence. 3.2 billion naira from the federal government. Whereas they have dismantled the railway lines, the rails in our land. But only the fencing of Osman Danfodio University is they approve. It's not state government, though, it's federal government. 3.2 billion naira. Do you see it? Do you see a country you want us to be? Do you see it? Osman Danfodio is the Fulani that conquered the Hausas through his preaching. He twisted their brain. That is why when I saw people that are, they are criticizing what we are doing, I said, God, what is all this? Don't you know that they use religion in order to subjugate people? Don't you know that? They turn people into believers. Believe instead of thinkers. You know, one white man, I used to play his clip. He said that the white people, they are ideology manufacturers. They manufacture, you now believe. You call it the word of God. And Paul say, St. Augustine say, it's the word of God. You believe as a believer. I cease from being a believer. I'm telling you. We should be thinkers, not believers. Now, this man, in 1804, he started the jihad that subjugated or relegated the Hausas under their foot still today. That turned the Hausas into Almajiris they are to today. It's just of recent days, Mazenam, they cannot turn everybody to be rising up to understand. It's Ottoman Danfodio. And in Hausaland, they named this university Ottoman Danfodio University. People, somebody that conquered them, that set a pace for the conquest that they are using Nigeria to conquer everybody to today. This is Ottoman Danfodio. Now, why wouldn't they give assign heavy sum of money only for his for the perimeter fencing? Why? Will any person cough? Will any indigenous politician cough? It's a very big pity. I think the other time they are saying they should, when that witch Queen Elizabeth died, the caliphate was one person among the caliphate was saying in order to provoke us that they should name University of Nigeria and Soccer, name it after the Queen Elizabeth University. You see, but in their own they name it to their people, to their ancestors that helped them, that started this goal that they are trying to achieve, that make them focus. In 1804, Ottoman Danfodio, they have Ottoman Danfodio University. In our own university, you call it University of Nigeria, Federal University of Technology, Federal University. You don't name anyone according to no federal university in our land is named after any of our heroes. No. It is either Nigeria University or Federal University. What Azikiwe turned us to be? Sacrificial lambs, sacrificial chickens. Even lamb is even big. Sacrificial chickens for Nigeria. And they are working towards it. And we said no, it cannot continue. We cannot continue being sacrificial chickens. They name Osmano Danfodio University. Even they name it the local way, Osmano Danfodio University. So it is that's it. Do any person cough? 3.2 billion naira for only fencing the perimeter. Maybe something that will not reach 200 million naira. You see these people, how they loot. The way they loot. We must continue. Okay. We must continue. Ohaneze not consulting deities to punish Governor Soludo over anti-Peter comments. Ndebo disassociate. There is something I want to say something about this. You know, when they say Ohaneze not consulting deities, when you hear deities, you say no, wow, hey, oh yeah, hey, you know the way there is. I want people to understand that there is power in words. They didn't say Ohaneze not consulting God. No. Because once it's our Igbo traditional thing, they put it deity so that it will look somehow in the ear of people or in the eyes of people reading it. There is power in words. You understand? There is power in words. The same way they call our leader separatists. But Nicola Sturgeon of Scotland, they call him a nationalist. Do you see it? Very civilized, sounding sexy. People don't understand. The Fulani, they learn all these politics of words, so that once you continue hearing that word, it become part of you. If it is a demonized word like deity, you don't know that deity is the same thing as God is a deity. No, but they will not. You see people now start arguing it. No, deity is just a language. It's just English language. English. Deity is God. You understand? Chuku is deity. But when you hear they write it like this, you say, now which means now these people, they know this, they are local deity. They are local deity. We continue. Saturday, we continue preaching this gospel. Okay. Fulani headers group share kola nuts as mark of tradition to seal articles endorsement for 2023. Fulani, the Mietiala, they have done it. I read it. It's Mietiala, the terrorists. They have taken their own. Atiku is a Fulani man. You see? Do you see where they call one Nigeria? They don't go for the best. No, everybody is dragging to his side. Do you see why we shouldn't be in this mess they call the zoo? We shouldn't be there in the first place. Britain created something very, very a monster, and we are there. You know, we are Nigeria. It's a mess. Therefore, they dreaded the fourth most deadly terrorist organization in the world. They endorse their own man, Atiku. He's a Fulani man. In a Nigerian setting, no person goes for the best. No, you take your own. Even terrorists, they take their own. That's it. Nigeria police, I want to read here. I think I will read it before there are many others, but I will not continue. I will read here before I go on into the subject matter of the day, please, because I will close earlier than usual. Another news headline is saying Nigeria police officers accuse authorities of embezzling 6 months unpaid arrears, lament risking lives while top officers lounge in air-conditioned offices. Listen, let me read a bit, please. You will see why I want to bring this. Nigerian police authorities have been accused by some officers of embezzling 6 months arrears of constables, corporals, sergeants, and inspectors. The officers lamented that it is unfair for top officers to sit in their air-conditioned offices and keep embezzling their entitlements while they are out there in the bush, risking their lives without knowing what their families will eat the following day. Okay? According to them, the Nigerian government last year, granted one of the demands of NSAS protesters by approving salaries increment for police personnel to take effect from January 2022. Do you see? Do you see that even police, they are beneficiaries to the NSAS protests, which they themselves or even help to shoot protesters? Do you see that? Do you see why I say Nigerians are very stupid? Police they say no because of NSAS protests. Nigerian government even approved some benefits for police, which means they know that even the NSAS protesters, they are protesting for their own good, even the police and even the military, but they send them to go and shoot them, and they went. Do you see how black people are damned forever, if not for Mazen Namdekan and IPOB? They are damned. Why didn't they join? Why didn't they disobey orders that time? Shoot, they carry shoot. Why didn't they disobey orders that time and say, no, these people, we are together, they are fighting for us also? No, they were in, they start shooting. Do you see Do you see the problem of black people, of Nigerians in short? Do you know 2011, when the revolution that started, that swept over Arab land, they call the Arab Spring. Do you know in Tunisia, when they started, the protest started, the president gave order to police to shoot aside. Tell the military, shoot aside. But do you know what? They disobeyed orders. They said, no, we cannot shoot our brothers and sisters, our children, our fathers and mothers, just because of you group of politicians that are no. They disobeyed orders. The whole arms and equipment they brought to them, they left it there, and everybody, even they joined the protest. Do you see people that sabi? The people where sabi? Do you see it? Here, you don't get it in school. No. Enlightenment is something that it should come like this. What we are preaching. You open your brain, you think, reason, subject everything to the altar of reason. That is it. The Nigerian police, now they are shouting, oh, the benefit they got from NSAS protest. Now their police hierarchy is sitting on it, enjoying it. Now they know. And these people that are sitting on this, they are very few. Why the corporals, the coronfo, the sergeants, the police inspectors, they are in their hundreds of thousands. These other people, they are very few. But now what happened? They will now go and start extorting miserable ordinary people like them. That is what is happening. Instead of them to go and face their hierarchies, they have guns. These people, they have guns. Go and organize, go and meet them and kill all of them. No, they will not do. They will not do. Instead, they will go on the streets. Any boy that, hey, Yahoo boy, you come, we will kill you now, we shoot you and nothing will happen. And the poor person will give them anything he has. Do you see how they behave? These policemen, they know that, look, the NSAS protesters were even protesting for them, for their own benefit. But they still, no, what are we going to do? It's our job now. We have to obey order. They ordered them, go and shoot them, and they went and shoot. And they destroyed the NSAS protest. Now they are clamoring and say, no, these people, NSAS protest made government to approve some benefits for police. Now, but the hierarchy, they are sitting on top of it. Do you see? Do you see Nigerians, why I abhor them? Do you see it? We must continue. I will not go further, please. Let me go direct to the topic of my submission, which is basic causes of societal underdevelopment. Societal underdevelopment. That is the topic, the caption of my submission today, please. We have to move. Now, before we talk about underdevelopment, please, what is development first? We speak something, we talk it every day, but we need to understand it. Primarily, development is the process of growing, or cause to grow, or become more mature, advanced, or elaborate. That is development. Every living thing develops. You understand? All living things develop. If you born a child and is not developing, which means you have a stunted growth, deficiency, it will not be a normal human being. That is underdevelopment. You understand? So when a country is underdeveloped, it's not developing, which means it's stunted, which means it's deficient, which means it's not normal country. Do you understand me? That is it. Therefore, underdevelopment refers to the low level of development, that is below development, characterized by low real per capita income, low real per capita income. Why? I will define that per capita income, because when you hear all these things, you think it's a very big something, but it's very simple. Widespread poverty, lower level of literacy, low life expectancy, underutilization of resources. Mark that word, underutilization of resources. Okay. Per capita income simply means is the country's income, the global income of a country, divided by the population of the country. Now, example, gross domestic product, that is GDP of Nigeria, that is the whole money of Nigeria, is $440.8 billion. That is the whole money of Nigeria. Okay? Now, when you divide that 440.8 billion naira divided by the overall population, and the overall population of Nigeria as of now, officially, it is 218,541,212. So when you divide this thing, the global money divided by, the population, now you get what we call GDP per capita income. It's just like a family. Maybe your father's overall money, or what he has, is you're a family of a father, mother, maybe grandfather, one of the grandfather, or only one grandfather or grandmother. Now with 5 children, that is how many? 3 plus 5, that is 8. 8 people. And the father has in his account, for example, 500,000 naira. When you divide 500,000 naira by 8 people, you now understand the amount, that is the per capita income of that family. That is what it means. Simple. So that when they speak all this big grammar, you understand what it is. Primary explanation. That is it. So now, out of 186 countries, Nigeria is in the 158th position of the World Human Development Index, which is a total failure, and that is underdevelopment. Do you understand? Underdevelopment, as I said before, underutilization of resources. We have crude oil in Biafraland, and we cannot refine the crude. It's not us. We cannot bring it out from from the ground. Shell does. You understand? Total, Chevron, they have the machine, the technology to bring it out from the ground, not a local technology. No, because we don't know how to do it. The government don't want people to know, don't want their citizens to know how to do it. No, so that monopoly goes to Shell, goes to Chevron, goes to all these foreign companies. Do you see that? Underutilization of resources. Now, when we have this thing, we have crude oil, but if you leave it for, we cannot bring it out. That is number one. Even if we can bring it out, we cannot even refine it. We don't know how to refine it. We don't have refinery. The refinery we have is sabotaged, and it is being taken outside. Transport fare paid to take our crude oil outside to refine it. And when it is being refined, now we buy it. Government pays money to buy our refined crude. Only, refined crude oil can bring out more than 11 to 12 products, or more than even 15 products. Different products. But when it comes out, now Nigerian government pays money under, what do they call it? what is that terminology they use? They will pay that money and repurchase the only maybe 2 or 3 products out of the 15 products by crude oil. I mean, from crude oil. Do you see what is underutilization of resources? Do you see it? It's very, very. That is why it is underdevelopment. Underdevelopment. There are many. I will come to the causes, but I'm just trying to define it for you to understand. Oh, crude oil, crude oil. We take the crude oil out. A country of 218 million people officially. Now they take the crude oil outside. It's foreigners that drill it from the ground. When they drill, the one they sell as to earn foreign exchange, to earn dollars. The foreign companies that are drilling this, they don't have any meter where you will automatically watch and say, today it is 5 million barrels or 3 million barrels. No. Anything they is what is taken officially. There is no meter. So Shell, Chevron, all these foreign companies are running the show. If they load 5 million barrels, they will tell you, they will declare to Nigerian government it is 1.7 million barrels. So they write it down. Out of that 1.7 million, they will sell the money. I mean, they will sell the thing. They will not put the money inside the government account. They will loot more than 3/4 of it and put only 1/4 there. Do you see it? Do you see what is underdevelopment? Underutilization of resources. No electricity. We have resources. We have, sun. We have air. We have mountainous places that could be good for wind panel, sun for solar energy, industrial scale. We have bushes. We have rivers. We have ocean that you can utilize and harness the wave in order to manufacture electricity or generate electricity. But all these things are not used. Because the government is not interested in developing people, in making sure people develop their capacity in order to utilize all these things. No? Let me see. I forgot. There is fuel subsidy. Yes, I understand. Fuel subsidy, in the name of fuel subsidy. Yeah. There is a place, that place, they gave wait, I'm coming. There is something in a news, that news where government approved 3.2 billion for Mandanfodio University. Okay. There is a place they gave Dangote the contract in order to approve the sum of 2.5 billion naira for the procurement of operational vehicles for the Federal Road Safety Commission. Do you know who they gave it? Dangote Automobile, Peugeot Automobile, Peugeot. Peugeot is a French company. It's a French automobile company. In Nigeria now is being represented by Dangote. They gave him the monopoly. But we have an innocent that is indigenous. Now, manufacturing vehicles. No, Nigerian government. No. Why would they give it to Onyamani? But they gave the contract to Peugeot and other foreign cars. I mean, car companies. Do you see why we should get out from that zoo? They are killing us. I'm telling you. When you look at these people, the caliphate is killing us gradually. Under utilization of resources. The one destroyed Biafra technology, research and development, the black man weaponry technology, missiles, all these things. Gowon destroyed it because of the hatred of the Igbos. He destroyed it. Now, I used to ask this question. Look at Germany. Germany has a population now, I think 83 or 8 something million people. The largest economy in Europe. Doing very fantastically well. And not only them enjoying it, the whole Europe, even the whole world enjoying it. Imagine that after the Second World War, Germany was rendered, hopeless. Germany was rendered undevelopable. Imagine today what will have happened. Today, by this time, the whole Europe, they would have been in turmoil, trying to solve the problem of Germany. Because Germans, anywhere they are, they will be rising up. They will become a thorn in the flesh of Europe. Do you understand? Because that their natural talent, they were not allowed to use it. So they will be using it for bad things. That is what is happening in our land. When you call Yahoo boys, oh Yahoo, this and that, do you give them? Do you provide something good? Wow! In absence of that, I'm not supporting bad things, but let us face the reality. In absence of nothing good, no provision. Now, somebody talented person will use his brain and channel it to the bad thing. That is the reality. Nothing more. Nothing more. So, do you see it? Underdevelopment, basic causes of societal underdevelopment. That is what I'm talking about today. Nigeria is in the 158th position of the World Human Development Index, which is a total failure. 158 out of 186. Oh, now. You understand? World human development. They didn't talk about world land development. No. Human development. Human. Because, development is something that comes from human being, from the brain. The brain. Dubai that you are seeing today, it is a human being that constructed it. That is it. It didn't just sprout out. One thing that I see there, why, one of the reasons why religion is going market in Nigeria, Christianity and Islam, to be precise, because they believe that one day as miracle, they believe in miracle. He heal. Hey, did you pray for a deaf and dumb, and they start talking. Oh, now, fake. We have seen them all. Fake. Our brother told them, say, if you see any person confirmed from your village, people can testify, witness. Oh, this person have been a cripple right from birth, or something happened, he became a cripple since many years back. It is testified now, but this pastor hear him. He said, bring the person, and he will apologize for what he's doing. He will pay compensation. But since that time, no person come, which means all these things are fake. I know it. Oh, fake. Do you see? Now, people in Nigeria are made to believe that one day continue praying. Pray 5 times a day as a Muslim. Pray every day. Go to midweek service, or Sunday service, Monday service, Tuesday service, Wednesday midweek, Thursday service. One day you see a problem. Skyscrapers will be coming up. Metro will come just by miracle. The angels will build it for everybody. That I'm telling you honestly, and you believe. Amen. We must continue. So, human development, Nigeria rank 158th position out of 186. How do you call it? It's failure. Total failure. Total. Some of the basic causes of societal underdevelopment include, listen, lack of good governance, which is a result of lack of strong institutions. Lack of strong institutions. Or very wrong institutions also. You can build institutions, but very wrong one. You know, they build the Hizbah police. It's an institution now in the Sharia knot. But they normally have no place in a democratic setting. It's a wrong institution. Do you see that? So, as I said, some of the basic causes of societal underdevelopment include lack of good governance, which is a result of lack of strong institutions or very wrong institutions. In the case of Nigeria, the basic foundation is flawed. The foundation of Nigeria is flawed. Everybody knows it. Know it. It was built on lies, fraud, hypocrisy, and very wrong motives. You understand? I think Mazi Ike Peters, during his broadcast, I think he put the interview with Harold Smith, and you saw it. You listened to it. Go, it's on YouTube. Go and Google it. Harold Smith interview, direct. He is one of the colonial servants, colonial masters in Nigeria. He said it, that Nigeria was, formed on a wrong footing. That the foundation was flawed, fundamentally flawed, built on lies. Rigging of election, census, everything is lies upon lies. So how do you think that you cannot build something on nothing? You understand? Okay. In this modern world, it's only Nigeria that was amalgamated by foreigners. Only Nigeria. Amalgamated by foreigners, and is still existing. Not by the people, by the indigenous people. No. By foreigners, they come and say, you come, you are Nigerian. You are Nigerian. You all are Nigerians, okay? And they say, okay. And they continue fighting in order to maintain the same Nigeria that foreigner formed. Yes, there are histories of countries, nations or kingdoms merged or merging together to become one country. But they did it voluntarily. You understand? Example. I'll give you examples, please. The first union of the 13 British colonies into United States of America. America was formed out of a union, a margin of 13 colonies that have the same value, that agreed on one value, the same vision. So that is why they ask themselves, are we going to do this? They say yes, sign. Oh yeah, everybody sign. From 13 colonies, others started joining. When they saw that these people, what they are doing is nice, they are moving forward. So others started joining. You understand? So that is one of the examples. Another example of union, a voluntary union by the indigenous people, is a union of Tanganyika and Zanzibar. What you see today as a country called Tanzania is a union of two nations or two kingdoms, Tanganyika and Zanzibar. And they are ruling themselves on federal system. Federal system, weak center, Tanganyika and Zanzibar. And they are known today as Tanzania. What about the merging of 7 Emirates, including Dubai, into what we call today United Arab Emirates? Your son, they merged themselves and say, okay, we can be one country, no problem, but under very weak government center, and they agreed on their terms. They voluntarily did so. Nigeria never did that. Somebody just come from nowhere, from out of blue, and say, oh yeah, come, you are Nigerians. And you see animals, they agree. What about the Union of England, Scotland, West and Northern Ireland into what you know today as the United Kingdom? They joined together. They agreed. Today Scotland is trying to say, no, we want to be ourselves. And they are going through referendum. They have conducted, I think the last referendum was it 2014, if I'm not mistaken. And they are trying another referendum. It's not a call for war. They are not killing people because of it. Instead, they are going on superior argument. Referendum. You convince people. Some people say, okay, it's good we become ourselves as a complete independent. You know, complete independent country. It's good. Other groups say, no, it's good to be in United Kingdom as a one country. You understand? So, what do you see about this? These are unions, unions that voluntarily match themselves. They come together by themselves and say, look, it's good, no problem, one vision, let us be one country. And they define their terms. But the difference is that in Nigeria, one useless man you call Lugard, he came from nowhere with his girlfriend, and all of a sudden his girlfriend wrote a column in one newspaper. He don't know what the word to use to refer to where they are. He said, in this part of world, the place of the Negroes. She used it to make statements, and that is the first time. And that was the first time Nigeria Nega area was mentioned. Oh, in the place of the Negroes, this side is the place of the Negroes, Nega area. Okay. From there, the husband say, oh boy, this thing you say, we need to name these people the same thing. Oh, it's a place of the Nega area. Okay, their name will be Nigeria, area of the Negroes, black space, and finish. He called everybody and said, oh yeah, from today you people will become Nigerians. And other people are defending it. Who is more Amajiri than everybody? It's very funny indeed. Some of these merged countries are going on well, while others separated because it wasn't going well with them. Let me give you example of some countries that merged and it was not going well with them, and they have to call it a quit. They have to go back to who they were. Syria. Do you know that Syria and Egypt, they merged into one country called the United Arab Republic in 1958? Do you know that? Syria and Egypt, they came together as one country and called themselves United Arab Republic. But they went and saw that now this thing is not working. Forget about sentiment. We are all Arabs, yes, but it's not working. So they separated in 1961. From the 1958, after 3 years, they say, oh boy, this thing, as we take form and let us dissolve them like that. They went their ways, and today Egypt is doing well as a country. Syria also the same thing. Another country also, Singapore, voluntarily merged and became one of the 14 states of Malaysia from 1963 to 1965. Only 2 years. 2 years of experiment. Imagine. It didn't work. That union of Singapore and Malaysia was unstable due to distrust and ideological differences between the leaders of Singapore and that of the federal government of Malaysia. You see that? Ideological differences. Note that word. That is why Singapore was expelled from Malaysia, because they had ideological differences. The same thing, we have more than this in Nigeria. But you see people that are defending Nigeria. Let us, the unity of Nigeria is not negotiable. That is arrant nonsense. That is low life. I call low life. I'm telling you honestly. Low life. Now, Singapore and Malaysia, they often disagreed about finance, politics, and racial policies. Singapore continued to face significant trade restrictions despite promises of common market. in return for a large proportion of its tax revenues. Because Singapore that time was also a kind of the people, they work hard. They do, economy is okay. They are working hard. You understand? So they build economies. You trades. So, they raise more revenue. They raise more taxes. More revenues than the Malaysians. No matter that they are more little. Do you understand me? I want to. Sorry, we must continue. Sorry for the perturbance, disturbance. What is happening? We must continue, please. This electronic sometimes it baffles me. I don't know what happened. So, as I was saying, I was talking about Singapore and Malaysia. They merged together before, voluntarily. And they say, okay, to be a big country, it would be good. So Singapore became one of the 14 states of Malaysia. They tested it. Singaporeans, they are mostly Hindus or Buddhists. But Malaysians are mostly Muslims. So they tested, and it didn't work. They started and continued fighting themselves. Instead of progressing, developing, no. They found themselves being milled down by crisis. There is distrust and ideological differences. Singaporeans will say, no, this is how to do this thing, solve this problem. Malaysia is saying a lie. So they see that they themselves, they are in a mess. They often disagree about finance, politics, and racial policies. Singapore continued to face significant trade restrictions, despite promises of a common market in return for large portion of its tax revenues. You know what it means? Is it not what we are suffering today? No, in our land, no airports, international airports, no seaports. Now, the little railway line that is not functioning, they have dismantled them. And we are the people that are holding the economy of Nigeria. The revenues, tax revenues, the revenues that are coming from every Nigeria quarter is mostly from Igbos. From Biafrans. Don't you know that? From Biafrans. People that do business. People that, one thing there, you see this Fulani politicians. Very wicked and hopeless set of people. Look at how they hold cash. They will carry billions and billions and trillions of naira and build a warehouse. Naira, dollar, euro, yen, any kind of currency, they will hold it, build warehouse for it. Go on, you see big warehouse or big warehouses in their farms. You don't know that it is money, that cash that is there. They will not build anything, nothing. Only the mansions they have. Now they'll be using that cash, smuggling it out in order to buy houses in Dubai, in Saudi Arabia, in other places. But in their own, no. Had it been even they steal that money and build the infrastructures, build the schools for their people, build companies, it would have been better. If they build factories, it would have been better. But they don't build nothing. That is where no matter what, Igbo politicians, no matter what, you see, they steal. Most of them they steal. But they still build something. Look at Okorocha. No matter he suck him dry, but at least he built estate in our land. No matter what, and make people work. But the Fulani, the hot cash, that cash will be there and spoil. Oh, Chinekekwe. The people we are with our demons. They are witches that suck blood. They suck blood. They suck blood. Do you understand? Witches that they suck our blood. They take our natural resources, crude oil. Oil in Bayelsa belongs to Jigawa. They suck it every day. The one they are sucking through pipe to Kaduna or to Kano Reserve. From there, they are taking it across the border every day. All others also, they are taken from the sea. They are sucking from everywhere, every corner. These people. And what are they doing with it? Does it stop the fact that the Almajiri's they are breeding children that are beggars, miserable people? Do you see? Don't you notice something? The difference between us and them? At least, even if our own politicians, they steal, yes, but you see some of them, they will still build something, no matter what. They will build, if they build the estates, build hotels, build any type of factory, any type of thing, no matter how imperfect. But what does the Fulani, what does they build? Only Dangote. They will keep the money with Dangote. So yeah, take, hold it for me. And he is the richest man in Africa. Singapore suffered the same thing for 2 years only 2 years. They said no. No. Now, this lack of, I'm talking about Singapore and Malaysia, this lack of common values culminated in the decision by the then Malaysian Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman to expel Singapore from the Federation. And on the 9th of August 1965, Singapore, albeit her small land mass of only 728.6 kilometers square. Do you know the land mass of Singapore? Do you know? Not up to 1,000 kilometers square. 728.6 kilometers square. Do you know what it is? Very, very tiny. For you to understand that tiny, small size, it doesn't mean small brain. No. They were expelled from the Federation. Malaysia think that they pursue them now, they will become rubbish. Singapore cried. When Singapore, then according to history, the Singapore chief, that when announcing it, he was crying. That cry means a lot. That is determination that we must survive, no matter their little landmass. Today, Singapore, they have a skyscraper. They have the little landmass, but they also have the space on the air. So they build skyscrapers. Do you understand? And now people go to Singapore. It's a developed country. Do you see? Now let me continue. They were expelled with practically nothing. But today, Singapore, with their very tiny landmass and a population of almost 6 million, rank 11th in the World Development Index. While Malaysia, with their landmass of almost 330,000 kilometers and a population of almost 34 million, ranked 68 out of in the World Development Index. If Malaysia and Singapore is still locked up in that same country today, they won't be talking about development. Rather, internal clashes will block their development, like in the case of Nigeria. Do you understand? That is the reality. Had it been they are still in one almighty mess as a country. Oh, Singapore now to have a big country. Oh, no. Well, they used to tell us, oh, Biafra, you have little landmass. Where are you going? All of you going to stay? There is nothing they never threw at us. At first, our leader started. He said, call for Biafra. Oh, you are reviving war. You are calling for war. And then Igbo say, no, you are calling them the Kanu. You are calling for war. You are calling for war. Well, today, they now understood, because of our consistency, that the agitation for the restoration of Biafra is not a call for war. You understand? But before, that was what they said. They came again. Oh no, where will all Biafrans? Hey, will you have little land mass? Where will they go? How will you live? No, they mock us. But today they are sending their headsmen to come to our land. That little land they call a dot. Is God not wonderful? I say Singapore is a country of 728.6 kilometers square, not up to 1,000 kilometers square. You know what it means? A population of 6 million. But today they are in one of the world's developed countries. They are ranked 11th. Whereas Malaysia, they are doing well anyway, 60th out of 186. Do you see? Do you see how? Go to Singapore today, you will see many Malaysians living there. Go to Malaysia today, you will see many Singaporeans living there. So you see that all these things that they used to tell you is out to make you fear, to waste your mindset, your brain, in order to jettison, to stop what. Oh, hey. So if Biafra come, everybody. No. Come on. Britain, USA fought very bitter war of liberation from Britain. But today, many British are living in the United States, and many Americans are living in Britain. That's it. But they will not tell you this. They'll tell you, which means if Biafra comes, everybody must be obliged to live in Biafraland. It is lie from the pit of hell. If you want, you can live. If Nigeria is still existing, or Arewa, you can go there and live, no problem. It becomes now you have to obey their law. If they say they catch you with the alcoholic beverage, it is death penalty. No person. You know the law. They will before you have to obey their law. You understand? You are now carrying another country's passport, but you live there as you live in Cameroon, as many of Biafrans live in, even in Niger Republic. It's another country. Do you see it? So when they come with lies, Singapore saw this thing, and Malaysia, they say we cannot get together because everything we do, it becomes now a racial problem. Oh, why are you doing it? We need our own. Why are you favoring Malaysians? What about Singapore? No, anything there. So you see there is friction everywhere. Friction everywhere. And they said no, it's we that started it. We decided to come together, but it doesn't work. So the Prime Minister of Malaysia said, please, for peace to reign, I hereby expel Singapore from the Federation. And there it is. Singapore, they went with nothing, and today they are one of the most developed countries of the world. Don't you see that? Don't you see that? Had it been they didn't do that, today they will be fighting each other. They will not be talking about development. That is what is happening in Nigeria. The basic problem is amalgamating people that have no common value in Nigeria in the same place. When you talk about development, others will say no. It's Onyamili. If we talk about development, it's Onyamili, it's Igbo man that will champion it. So we don't. Instead of Igbo man to champion development, let us remain in primitivity. That is what is happening in Nigeria. That is why they have to use 2.something billion naira just to make fence, to repair fence in one university, Ottoman Danfodio University. When they, praise and worship their ancestor, Ottoman Danfodio, for initiating this jihad against the indigenous people, against the Hausas, what do you think? They will continue, and that is it. Therefore, the basic cause of Nigeria bad governance is the illegal amalgamation, which in turn undermines development. Look at the present presidential candidates. Most people don't care about the best candidate. Rather, they only care about a candidate from their region. Even if he is an incompetent criminal buffoon, Like we see them. You see Tinubu. You see, he's a criminal, a drug dealer. But and lied on top of it. But you see people that call themselves intellectuals in the Nigeria setting because they are Yoruba, they support him. It doesn't matter. Let him be our thief. No problem. Let him be there. How can a country move forward in this way, please? How can you talk of development? That is the reason why we are underdeveloped. Because people don't even care. The government don't care about development. What matters is who will be there to loot. As long as it's to continue the Sokoto Caliphate agenda. That is what matters. Okay. Countries' development is about developing their human brains, their human capacity. It is not about looking for what is on the ground to take it, to sell, and to make money. No. It is about developing the brain of the people. Because once the brains of the people are developed, the sky becomes the limit of that country. They can achieve anything. Today, America have yet launched another probe to the moon after half a century. That is human development. It's not about crude oil, no. They launched it. It's human being that built it. It's the brain that built it. They didn't get it from this is my president from my region. No, they didn't get it through that, through ethnicity, through tribalism. No, it is developing human brain, of which if you wait for Sokoto Caliphate to do it, in the next 1 million years they cannot. They will not be able to. They don't care about human development. They don't think about it. What matters for them is conquest, subjugation. Now they will pay anything they get from the subjugated land. Now they will use it to buy white people, pay white people to think for them. That is what the Sokoto Caliphate believes. You understand? Okay. As I said, countries' development is about developing their human brains, their human capacity. But when we are inundated with anti-development amajiris who are only used for elections and religious violence, some of who grow up to become holders of countries' highest political positions and director generals of the federal government parastatals, with no knowledge of the modern system of governance, how do you think that we could achieve development in this situation? According to the news, they say in Kwara, there is filled up with Almajiri, underage Almajiris that are beggars, 2 years old, 1.5 years, 2 years old, underaged that are begging in Kwara today. That is the only thing that matters to them. They don't care about developing the brain. No matter what they are stealing, they are looting everywhere. No matter. They don't care. What matters to them is for them to be in charge. They understand me? For them to be in charge. That is what matters to them. For them to be in charge. Development is another story. They don't care. As long as they are in charge, everybody is going down. It doesn't let me continue, please. When the Fulani Caliphate controls everything and everybody with the intention of subjugation and conquest, thinking that we are still in the world of 1804, how do you think that we could develop as a country? When instead of modernizing their animal husbandry, they are hell-bent on using the same medieval and primitive outdated system of nomadic cattle rearing, which is hostile to the cattle header himself, the cattle itself, the environment, and the population. But they continue using it because it fits their agenda of conquest and subjugation. How do you think that we can progress, we can develop with living with this type of primitive minded set of people? How? How? You know, our leader has given them expo. If the caliphate, if they are really interested in developing, even their cattle heading, they could become one of the world's highest exporters of hides and skin, cattle, dairy products, including meat and milk, like Holland. But they are not interested in that. You know, they can in even Kaduna or Kano or Niger State, they can make it a ranch, and all millions of cattle will be there, like you have in prairies of Argentina. They will be there. They will have factories manufacturing milk, dairy products, milk, converting it into cheese, yogurts, everything, and meat, exporting all over the world. But no, that doesn't fit their narrative. No, it doesn't fit their agenda, because they are bent on conquering everywhere. So they sent their terrorist headsmen, arm them, say go into bush, suffer, no problem. Die of such a fly bite, die of mosquito bite, no problem. The cattle also, they become mega tired because of walking from Zamfara down to Bayelsa. How do you think that they will be lean? Now, but that fits their narrative, their agenda. So they don't care about development. Do you see the type of demons we are in the same country with? Do you see the type of demons we are in the same country with? This is what Singapore suffered until just after 2 years they move out from Malaysia, and today they are doing great. They are developed, notwithstanding their little land mass, small land mass. It is not a criteria for underdeveloped or not developing. No. It is not a criteria. So when you stay with people like the Almajiris, now they say in Kwara State they are inundated with underage beggars, little children that are beggars. From there they are coming. If they come, what they are just they become, when they grow up they become Okada riders. They have been initiated, brainwashed as Fulani terrorists, as Boko Haram, that takes order from their Sultan of Sokoto, from their people. They don't no brain development. Just meet any Almajiri that is grown up. Just have a chat with him to know what is in his brain. You see that there is nothing in his brain, nothing. You see that we are living in a keg of gunpowder. We are living on a keg of gunpowder. You see that? They don't talk about. If you talk, tell Almajiri that, look, you see this telephone you are using, we can manufacture it. He will laugh and say, no, Allah never says so. Allah gave the power to the white people. So don't even as you are saying this, you are provoking Allah. Don't say it again. He didn't give us the knowledge of manufacturing. He gave us the knowledge of buying. Just let us beg Allah to give us money miraculously, in a miracle way, so that we can go and buy telephone from the white people. That is their mentality. How can we stay and progress in a place like this? How? I ask, how? There is no chance at all. In the Nigeria setting, due to the continuous clash of civilizations, values, religions, etc., resulting to distrust, there is no time or space for human development, because the same primitive war of conquest started by Ottoman Danfodio since 1804 is still being waged by the Sokoto Caliphate, but this time in a different dimension, using the Nigeria illusion. We shouldn't continue to lag behind in this world of development while we have the capacity to develop our brains and contribute our quota to the world advancement. You know, when you talk all this, when you say this, some people might be saying, no, how can it be? You can't. But Thomas Sankara did it in 1983. Thomas Sankara did it against all odds. He stopped receiving any Western aid. Do you know that? And even the people, he took over power and inherited the people of 90% illiterates. And there illiteracy didn't discourage him. Illiteracy of the people, of most of the people. Only 10% are literates that can at least read and write. But he went into work for you to understand, to know that it can happen. That there is nothing, no blockade. There should be no blockade to human development. Only if the people, if the government, if the people accept or agree. Thomas Sankara showed it. He showed that it could be done. Do you understand? And in 4 years of his tenure, in 4 years of his tenure, 4 years of his tenure, Thomas Sankara converted a very hungry, miserable country that lives on begging, on handouts. He converted it into producing a country that, produce food baskets, that even export food. People were eating belly full, and they are exporting food to other African countries. Railway line, they built railway, 700-kilometer railway line locally. Any place, any community the railway line is passing, the people will come and build it. They will come out and build it. Don't we learn? Shouldn't we learn? But in Nigeria, it can never happen in Nigeria. Why? Because of different values. So do not kill yourself that, in Nigeria, look at simple electricity in this modern age. There is no other place that there is no electricity, only in Nigeria. Nigeria, power failure. I saw news and I say Enugu residents, they protest, they hold NEPA? What is their name? Hostage for power failure for 5 months. They were without power for 5 months. Do you understand? A country where people should work. A modern country where everything is about electricity. Nigeria don't have electricity. Don't you see that there is something fundamentally wrong there? No, if you don't see it, you are simply stupid. You understand me? So it is high time we call a spade a spade. We can never develop under the Nigeria setting. All that matters to everybody is about your own. About looting. Your tribe person will go and loot. That is what matters to people. Development is not in the dictionary of Nigeria. Okay, they'll tell you this is Nigeria. Carry that your development. I beg. Put them inside pocket for yourself. Make we capture money first. Do you understand? This is where I'm going to end this program. And I will open my lines. But before I do that, I will go into few minutes break. When I come back, I will open my lines and people will start calling in. Please don't go away, please.
One place to the other, and to cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of the operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together.
The issue of misconception, I see there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon. but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project, and you use the language, the culture itself to be able to convince them, away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project. And it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say, yes, we have this. Because today there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not, that we don't have this criminality in. But certainly the way and manner we do it is really exacerbating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are
taking that.
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because, as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place and they are made to understand that this is to save them and their animals, they are exposed to the vagaries of the forest and what is going on, cattle rustling, killings and what have you. And that's why it is important for them to understand that staying in one place is good. And of course, in terms of the best practice of carrying the meat, the cows in the lorries.
Let's stay with that security angle for a bit. Is there going to be, this plan going to be a fenced enclosure where anyone who comes in is secured, so there is no one that can just come in from anywhere else?
No. It is going to be a colony, and a colony does not require a fence.
You will understand
going to be a prison.
You will understand the reason why people are concerned, because of all the security issues that have been happening over time. So if that's...
These forests are there anyway. If you don't occupy them and create a colony out of them, they create places for the criminals. Yeah. And today, that's why you have the Zambeza forest, because it's not being utilized.
But Your Excellency, much as yes, I mean, they are fantastic. We have met a lot of them who are Fulanis as well. But the concern too is, why should federal government use resources for this country to accommodate Fulani men who are not Nigerians?
You see, as I said, we are already accommodating them. Do you delineate and then really know who is not a Fulani man from Nigeria? They are all Nigerians, because I said their identity, their own citizenship is Nigerian, even though we have relations all over the world, all over Africa. And so, presumably they are Nigerians. I think you get me. That is the misunderstanding. They move from one place to the other, and they have relations, kith and kins in all the parts of the country and even outside the country. So that is why our own population is fluid. You can certainly not say this is the population of Nigeria.
So these issues these same issues were raised in NEC. And NEC admitted and accommodated all of these concerns and said, yes, we will do this.
All these issues, there were some, you see, when decisions are taken, you don't give a dissenting view. It is a decision that it should be done, and state will look at its peculiarities and what it wishes. So for some of us, we think it's a very good thing. We can even say we will accommodate all the Fulanis in Bauchi if you want, and then we'll be taking their meat and their products to you, and then we'll make a lot of money.
Okay, 200 days.
Yes, but
time is flying.
Let's just transit, maybe a little smoothly. How will this plan help the Bauchi meat factory?
Thank you very much. We have a Bauchi meat factory that has become comatose. We had stores and we have facilities all over the country to Lagos and Port Harcourt, but it was abandoned. And we believe we have ranches that were owned by the government. That's why I said the private sector must come. And then, of course, all the facilities, water, and the new grass that we are trying to develop using the Chinese technology that it doesn't die, and then it boosts the protein content of the animals. So we believe Bauchi meat factory can serve the protein needs of the country by really preparing the meat and all the T-bones and whatever steak and that we can send to the hotels and so on and so forth. And then, of course, the animals are there. The full animal will know that he is getting value for money for his products. The only problem is the issue of making sure there is grass. Once the place dries in during the dry season, they will move. And that's why the issue of grassing and the rest comes in, and we need technology to do that.
Okay, we need to go to break.
To cultivate that culture in our people, while at the same time bringing the Fulanis in one fold and try to arrest their traditional practice of moving from one place to the other. And that is very big, an uphill task. But I think we can communicate with them more, because to them they don't have borders from Cameroon to Nigeria.
But that's the thing, Excellency. How do we ensure that those who will be participating in this federal government largely funded program will be Nigerians?
In terms of the funding?
No, in terms of
the operations.
Operations. You said to bring in the Fulanis together.
The issue of misconception, I see there is a lot of mistrust and misconception with regards to the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global or an African person. He moves from the Gambia, from Senegal, and his nationality is just a Fulani man. And as a person, I may have my relations in the Cameroon, but they are also Fulani men. I have relations because from the maternal side, I'm a Fulani man. And that is why we want to educate people. A Fulani man sees himself as a Bayelsan, as somebody coming from the Niger Delta, because he speaks the Niger Delta language, which you and I don't. And of course, we would have to just take this as part of our own heritage, something that is African, and that we cannot just close the border and say the Fulani man is just a Nigerian or this. No. In most cases, the crises are precipitated by those outside Nigeria. When there is a reprisal, it is not the Fulani man within Nigeria that causes it. It is that culture of getting revenge, which is embedded in the tradition of the Fulani man, that attracts reprisal from all over the
If I understand it, does that mean that those Fulani men who are maybe domiciled in other countries who move around, they can come into the country and this plan will accommodate them as well?
Yes, that's what we want to do. But it has to be done through sensitization, telling them you have to buy in the project, and you use the language, the culture itself to be able to convince them, away from the mistrust where the whole system of transhumance or pastoralism is criminalized. Criminalization of pastoralism is the problem that we have with this project. And it requires people with passion who understand them and who they believe in, people like us from that part of the country, to say, yes, we have this. Because today there is no limit to the accusation that this and that has happened and it is the Fulani man who caused it. There is no tribe that is not, that you don't have this criminality in, but certainly the way and manner we do it is really exacerbating the crisis and the problems.
Will there be any form of documentation of all the people that will be,
yes, we are taking
that.
Oh yes, that is going to give Nigeria the opportunity to really have the best in terms of documentation in the demographics, because, as I said, the Fulani man settles anywhere he can feed his cattle. And so if they are put in one place, and they are made to understand that this is for to save them and their animals. They are exposed to the vagaries of the forest. And what is going on?
Ako, Mazi Umoja. Ako, in Igbo word means wealth. Mazi in Igbo word means Mr. Umoja means children of purity. Pure children. Children of purity. You know? Now I begin to look at this word, and some people say we are from Edo State, we are from none. I took a step more further to actually see how we are related to Benin. Now, I took a step more further to check how close we are to Edo State and how close we are to Anambra. And as an Ika person, it will take you some minutes to travel from Ikaland to Edo State. It will take you an hour to travel from Ikaland to Anambra. You see the distance. Now, why is it that those that we are close with, we are not in any way related to them, both in our language, everything that we say. Now, you tell me I'm from Benin. Nobody from my village bears Oha, bear Idahosa, bear some of these name of Baseki and all that. Then I'm not from Anambra, I'm not from Igbo land, but my name is Ifeanyi Chukwuka, my name is Uche Chukwu, my name is Ifoma. I begin to ask more questions, how possible it is.
All right, beautiful people, it's your boy again, the XDT and Wapi, the extra talented young progressive entrepreneur, the RAB refinable boy, SBGC Street Boy Grown Classy, and I'm rapping Namen TV, bringing you vibes from the streets. Today I'm bringing you something, an extraordinary kind of package for your learning purpose. I have a brother here who is from across the Niger, but then I will allow him to make the introduction for you so that you will understand how far we are willing to go in the project, the Unify Igbos Now. Thank you, brother. Please introduce yourself.
Yeah, good evening, listeners and viewers, as depending where you are joining on from. My name is Oyenwamado Kainebi Kinsley. As you all know, I am known as Eva on Facebook. I'm from Ikaland, and Ikaland is in Igbo land. Ika is located in Delta State of Nigeria.
Ika is a very significant people in the Igbo race. And I have to make this interview work, and thank God to your invitation, actually, which we have to make it, and you make out time. You made out time for us from your busy schedules. You made out this time. Please, first of all, tell us the Ika people. What brief history can you tell us about the Ika people?
Yeah, my brother, as you all know, the cause you are into is a cause that every one of us are actually fighting to make our people understand that we have been living for a very long time. We have been living in denial, in self-denial. We have been living in lies. And because no one has taken it upon him or herself to question some of the information before us, they have lived to become truth, in as much as, even though we all know that some of those informations are false. Ika is part of Igbo, and Ika is located in Delta State, a geographical location, area carved out to name Delta as an identification in Nigeria. So Ika is Igbo, and Igbo is Ika. This is what I can tell. We have a unique culture. We have a unique tradition. We are people that are so hospitable. Things you will see in our land are things you will actually see across the Niger, coming to Anambra, Imo, Owerri, Abia. When you come to Delta State, you find similarity over 90%, this is who we are. Ika is nothing but Igbo. Ika. I keep repeating this name because, first of all, I'm passionate about this project. I'm passionate about the Unified Igbos now. And I have started locating and identifying the same people who has the same passion with me.
35. And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country. I have built bridges across this country. I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what the northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin. Thank you very much. Please. We are in Professor Ango. 35. And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country.
For Nigeria's unity. These are things that agitate my mind. I started thinking about how we've been having this conversation about the unity of Nigeria. And I reflect back at some of the prominent statements made by some of our founding leaders. And I feel that probably this will help us to have a conversation on the Nigerian unity. I just brought four, not to bore you. First, and I quote, not my statement, Nigeria is not a nation. It's a mere geographical expression. There are no Nigerians in the same sense as there are English, Welsh, or French. The word Nigerian is merely a distinctive appellation to distinguish those who live within the boundaries of Nigeria from those who do not. This is accredited to Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the former Prime Minister of the Western region. The second one, and I quote, it is true that we politicians always delight in talking loosely about the unity of Nigeria. 60 years ago, there was no country called Nigeria. What is now Nigeria consisted of several large and small communities, all of which were different in their outlooks and beliefs. The advent of the British and that of Western education has not materially altered the situation, and the many and varied communities have not knit themselves into a composite unit. This is accredited to Sir Amadou Bello, former Premier of Northern Region. They thought, and I quote, "Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. The Nigerian unity is only a British intention for the country." This is was said by Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the former Prime Minister. The fourth and the last, let me not bore you. And I quote, "Each of our three regions is vastly different in many respects, but each has this in common, that despite variety of languages and customs, or differences in climate, all form part of one country which has existed as a political and social entity for 50. And I looked at the topic, Igbo quest for Nigeria's unity. These are things that agitate my mind. I started thinking about how we've been having this conversation.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service, coming to you through the auspices of Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafraland. And do not forget that today is the 17th day of November 2022, being Obocheke. Therefore, our lines are now open. Our direct line is +1 213. Let me on the phones, please. +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view, but remember, the topic of my submission today is basic causes of societal underdevelopment. Please, Mazi, please call me on my normal signal, please, not this signal you are using. Please call me on the normal studio signal, +61 405 142 547. We must continue. I have callers that are already there. Caller on direct line, please. Caller on WhatsApp and Signal, hold on. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line, can you hear me? Caller on direct line. No, the call is gone. The call from the zoo, they filter it, I don't know. Now, caller on Signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Caller on Signal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, Dede Jonathan. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, well, welcome to the program.
Dede Jonathan Jishike. Biafra so Chukwu Kikabia Madraini, Lai Wumu Chinek. And we have had the clip that Goodluck Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria, what he said. Dede Jonathan, it's not a threat before the whole world. Dede Nnamdi Kanu is the end of the whole world. Our leader, Dede Nnamdi Kanu, is unconditionally decided and acquitted. You have seen it. Nigeria is a British property. We are suffering here. Dede Jonathan, okay, see, but which kind of leaders we have? I'm not aside that, and our leaders are watching us being butchered like animals and they keep silent because they think that we are idiots. And our leader, Dede Nnamdi Kanu, every mother they kill Dede Jonathan. Biafrans, Neji then Nnamdi Kanu want this governor. So can say pass solid opinion. Then the chicken be them. Chukwu Kane Masim saying, as chapter 2, the coming of the Holy Spirit, the Pentecost day. And the Philippians chapter 3, the true righteousness. And the spirit of Chukwu Kane is upon us. We are IPO. On that day, Christian Shemekwa Shom, our father and bishop. Wait, the Jonathan, go and check. Waiting for a pastor will identify that language that I ask that pastor to define it. I had a push chai. I call me for the dead. When I did a push chai, she's the science of Rogawa. Every night I get back and I have to say, Job, the day that you are taking. Let the Jonathan Joe Biden will never take our land. Let America stay in their place. Let Japan, let Britain stay in their land. If they give solution of violence, then they will put this one down. Everybody perish. It is not a threat, it is a promise. My name is Okechukwu Chukwu. I'm from Oma Wali province. I tell them Jonathan, they come from above province. And then okay, there's one more there. Then Jonathan, not from Olo. Any politician, okay, so let's one more. Don't vote. That's a benefit no more. You can get a
Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazin. Good afternoon, Mazin Jonathan. As always, brilliant job. You always spoke my mind. I would say my greetings to DOS. HODS, Mazin Landekano will continue to pray for him, continue to believe God that he will soon come out and join us. Mazin, I'm coming in to speak. My name is Marian Hyder. I'm calling from the United States. Mazin, the reason why I'm coming to have this interview are the two clips you played. One is that of the Fulani man. You have played this clip a couple of times. But today, I began to pay a little bit more attention. It's just like we have always continued to say, you in particular, these people are so savvy when it comes to playing politics. This man now, all he was talking about, all he was advocating for, is for the tribe of Fulani. Okay? He didn't invoke the word the Northerners. Because it was convenient for him at that time to use the word the Fulani man. The Fulani man is a global person. Okay, but when it's convenient, they will call the whole of the North. We must learn how to do this, man. Why am I saying? Because what I'm about to say now, anytime you try to say, some people get offensive and say you're trying to divide us. No. So what I'm trying to say is, this man continued to tribe of Fulani. He said our culture, our value. We are global people because we move from places to places. And even when the interviewer tried to talk to him about ranching, he said no. The forests are empty. Nature does not like vacuum. So our people must settle in there to take care of the forest. That's how they began to occupy. And there was another strong word he used there. He said, this is our project. We must bring them to understand and make others to understand the project we are doing. We want them to buy into it. So let me make my argument. I asked myself as you were playing that, what are the values of an Igbo man? Can we identify that as of today? That's the problem.
It's Nigeria, no value, no Igbo, no, it's Nigeria.
I'm telling you, man.
If you go to Igbo meeting, any Igbo meeting, we have been, all of us have been there. You raise something of our collective interest. They will say, no, we don't want politics. Yeah, I beg, we don't want politics. They just say, finish. That is the piteous situation we are being relegated into. Go on, Wada, go on.
And this is a sitting leader. This is somebody that is holding an office in Nigeria. He wasn't afraid. He continued to make his argument. The Fulani people, their values we must preserve. Their values is what we're trying to. What is the value of an Igbo man? What is the value of us as a race? Then we will not talk. If I want to go a little bit bigger, what is the value of anybody that says I'm a Biafran? What are our values? But even if you come there, some of our brothers and sisters maintain their own value. The job person maintains his own value. Okay, like this, but Igbo person in particular, the Caribbeans, that is the ethnic people, they have their own value. They have maintained. Take even around our siblings. Collectively, we are Biafrans. Igbo man is the only one that has hold his own value. All he's trying to do is to be who they are not. And when you read the argument, they begin to fight you. What can we say is our value? This particular man that was speaking, Mazi, I believe he's a Muslim. But the Muslim he embraced. Because the Fulanis embraced Muslim religion. It wasn't their religion. Did not stop him from upholding the value of a fool as a Fulani man. It didn't stop him. This is where we are missing it. Now let me go to the second clip you played. The young man that is going from places to places, asking people, what is your name? And then when they said, and then the people start, some of them will start saying, I'm not Igbo. Pay attention to that, man. The people that are saying, even though their names are Igbo names, and yet they will tell you, I'm not an Igbo person. Ask them, what is your value? What is your culture? Because in this case, they have denied their identity, your name, your persona, which is your value and your this thing that identifies who you are. They have denied it. And then I don't even know where they are claiming. Okay, to say I'm from Delta. Delta, there's nothing like Delta culture. Nothing. Because your values are according to your niches, your tribe. That's how you generate your value. Delta is not a tribe. Delta is a state. Because when we talk about this that I'm talking about, Mazi, every Fulani man, whether he is find himself in Sokoto, in Kaduna, in Jos, will first identify himself. I am a Fulani man, but I was born in Kaduna or I live in Kaduna. Why can't we be doing that? This is what I wanted to highlight and bring up, Mazi. Thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah, one more time, always on point. As she just said, they maintain their value as Fulani, their core value. They don't lose it in their Islam. No. But we lose everything. We take our value and throw it out, start demonizing it. It's evil. Start trying to be who we are not. Christians. I say people that are crying on never start crying. No, we are in second gear first. We will enter another gear. Don't worry. Never start crying. High by force, by fire, by force, whether we like it or not. Is how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu started. When he started, the people are saying, no, don't talk like this. Oh, Biafra, hey, this Biafra. Oh, we are calling for war. Oh, you will upset some people. Hey, oh, please don't talk like this. Go down. But he continued. Today, are we not following him? That is how we will disorganize. You see that thing they brought into our land. That thing that said that we should be believers. Before God and man, we don't clamor for violence. What we do is mental disorganization. We disorganize it in the mentality of our people. That is a call. We must do it so that people start reasoning. That thing they program us to be, we must reprogram ourselves to our values. That is what we do here. Is one of the main basic ingredients of this restoration. Just study the restoration of Israel. Do you think 1948 they just go there? They worked hard, both in their language, both in their cultures. They worked hard. People take it as responsibility in order to work. Eliezer Ben Yehuda, go and Google it. When he started reorganizing their language, restoring their language first. And when you talk, some people say, no, let us focus on Biafra. I will not be party to restoring a quagmire like another useless African country. Instead, we abandon everything. With Fulani. I'm telling you. Instead of us not to change our mentality, they cause us to be believers turning against our own value. That is the worst part of it. And we want to we are causing religious war. Anyway, the more people talk, the more even energize me to talk more. We must continue. Caller on signal, welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Yes, Master Jonathan.
There were.
Good evening from my side, Professor. I remember this Neba, right from the coastal region of Biafra. Professor Jonathan, I give my leader Mazin and the kind of prisoner of conscience. And I greet every member of US Biafraland, men of Professor Jonathan, let me say that human development is a product of natural, organic principle of life that has to do with the value system of the people. And in a place, in a contraption like Nigeria, which is a business colonial administration, it is not designed to work because there is no enabling law that will empower people to develop in their own region, in their own way of doing things. So what you have as a law is a doctor military decree that the Fulani the British, to the detriment of every other Nigerian indigenous population. So that is the thing, and that Fulani is not indigenous to Nigeria, but perhaps because the British saw them as people who have similar value system with them, and now I'm talking in terms of conquest, then they now have to empower the Funanis over others as people whom they can go what they want, or would enable them to get what they want from the contraption. So that is it, Professor Jones. And to me, sometimes in my introspective review of this contraption, I would think that the notion that oil was discovered in Nigeria, I think 1951 or 1962, I think it is an elementary knowledge. To me, I feel that oil was discovered far behind then.
Of course.
And you see, why this thing is happening, I feel that the case of bunkering has been there time immemorial, as far back as oil was discovered. And the British knew very well that these are the people who would help them to advance their thievery while trying to destroy the value system of the indigenous Nigerian population. Because if people are allowed, like when we were regional government, we saw that the Eastern region was doing exceptionally well, because it was easy for us to develop in our own pace, because we understand ourselves and we know how we do our things on our own. The people in Western Nigeria was also doing very well. So these are things that have to do with the organic principles of life. And in this so-called federalism, which sovereignty lies in the hand of the people, but you can see that it is even characterized with monarchianism here in Nigeria. Of course, in a presidential system, monarchy doesn't have place in it. It is on a parliamentary system. You understand? But you can see that everything here in the Nigeria is just, everything is just jaga jaga yaga yaga. It has no direction. So that is why it becomes very difficult for people to develop on their own pace, because the institutionality of the state becomes a conquest tool that retard the development of the indigenous nations entrapped in this contraption. So that is what I think, Professor Jonas, and that's my contribution. We must continue. We shall keep doing what we are doing.
Of
and
course.
we believe that
Of course.
on the process, Biafra must come.
Of course.
One must say Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra, of course. There were, you know, there are these people every time. No, focus on Biafra restoration. Focus on Biafra restoration. I don't know what is focus on Biafra. What we are doing here every day is talking. Is talking, changing, bringing facts and figures in order to make sure that people reason very well, make the right choice. Do you understand? Is the main part of the Biafra restoration. That is the most important part. Changing the way we reason, so that we reason normally, subjecting everything to the altar of reason. That is how Europe became who they are today. Putting everything on the altar of reason, no sentiment. Once you want to reason, you remove sentiment apart. That's it. But when you want to reason, your sentiment is taking hold of you. Know that you cannot make good judgments. That's the reality. Caller on WhatsApp, can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Thank you for holding on.
Yeah. Jonathan, good evening.
There we
thank you for picking my call today, because I have been trying several times. Sometimes I know the line is always busy. My contribution today is about I have been listening to you for several times, for many, every evening I'm always trying to, make sure that I will, listen to Radio Biafra. What you teach about human development, I just want to contribute on that. And I see it that our people, first of all, my name is Sifa Nchiku. I'm calling you from Italy here, But I just want to say something about human development. Our people have forgot everything about, what can then do to help and develop the environment where they are, which our own grandfathers they did it and they show us as an example. Even the food we eat today, even food that we are using today, like like a cutlet, everything is what they make that, they manufacture that with their little understanding they have. But right now, when you go to our place now, what you see, everybody want to make money, everything's all about money. I want boutique, this one. None of them sit down and think of what can I do? What can I manufacture? Make people to see. And I know sometimes I see that I don't have to blame them, but the kind of government that we have in our country, they don't patronize them, they don't help them. But right now, what I want to tell you that our people, we have lost it all. All we are thinking about is only money. We don't think about development, human brain, how to use our brain to manufacture something, how to make things happen.
It is the system that put us into that. Mazi, let me tell you. There are many things that are contributing it. The most principally it is the system we found ourselves. How can you, why won't people think about Ibutike? Whereas, you see, even in our communities, you see somebody will come with flashy car. No person asks, what do you do? And he will spray money. If he will start maltreating people that have no money, and people are praising it. So it is the system. Okay, now you see politicians, they use these people. They use people like musicians, politicians. They shower them money. They shower them with money, and they promote them. And what do you think that young youths will do? When youths, people, children, they always believe or they see and adore, and they adore what they see. They cherish what they are exposed to. That is the thing. When we are not the system, Nigerian system doesn't encourage hard work. Politicians, they are the people that drive the biggest cars. The people that follow them are also driving the biggest cars. You go to churches, so the GOs drive, they live flamboyant lives and they encourage miracle money. It is ritual. That's it. Why won't everybody? People will come and give testimony. Oh, since that did you pray for me? Now I am boutique. What do you do? People don't ask. And the so-called traditionalists, they are learning this now from the churches because that was how they grew up. Miracle money. So now when we say go back to your roots, your value, upholding our value, they say okay. Now they go to Isiokite, only for money. All that matters to them, money. But that is not our value. Do you see it? So that is the system. Biafra restoration will start from the grassroots, and that is what we are doing here to make us start thinking about, thinking like ourselves, going back to our real selves. Not this everything is equal to money. No. How we live our lives, that is what we do. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you.
Before I hang up, I just want to let you know. When I was growing up, I was a little child, and I see how our grandfathers, how they teach us how to grow up, even how to make some things we used to eat, even the food item, yam, everything. The richer people in my village are farmers. But right now, none of our people want to farm. All of them want to have money. They thought that maybe money will fall off from heaven. That is why many of them will be running to Lagos, everywhere. I'm from Abakaliki province, but right then I see my people, the richer people are the farmers, people who cultivating, know how to make things happen, and they teach us the roots. But none of our people want to farm. Everybody wants money to fall from heaven. That is the kind of life that I'm seeing. That yes, sometimes things that happen to us, we are the cause of it. And another thing is, I want our people, everybody to know, even as I'm here in Europe here, money is not falling from heaven. When you come to Europe here, the richer people from the whole Europe they are the farmers. They are the ones that are very rich, more than even people that are working, as a laborer.
Mazi, yes, I understand what you're saying. You're right. But also, do not forget about the system. They are the richest people because the government promotes them also. Government makes policies that favors farmers. Government gives them different types of benefits in order to encourage people to enter into farming. You understand? In our land, you farm and they send the Fulani headsmen to go and destroy your farm. What are you going to do? That is, I'm not giving an excuse anyway, but what I'm saying is this: the system. What a system can do. The same thing an armed robber, a very big armed robber in Nigeria, will travel to Italy today and become a good person working. It's because of the system. It's not miracle. When you go, you see that everywhere is wired with camera. That even you can, that armed robbery is better. You go and start doing good job. Nice work, look for work, and you'll be making money. No person will tell him, because you know, if you do robbery, they will catch you and you will die in jail. That's it, and they will deport you back. So you cool down and do what you are supposed to do. So that is the system. That is what I'm trying to say. I understand your point. That is true. Thank you very much. Please round up. Many people are waiting.
For not wasting more time. You know, I know that there's a lot of people that's calling, but I'm advising our people not to give up. Let them not depending on ego or whatever. But I'm very sure that when Biafra comes, everything will change. Thank you very much, man. You will come and I will say.
There will. Thank you. We must continue. Caller on direct line. Welcome to the program. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mother, can you imagine? Good evening.
Welcome.
My name is Pyramid Chika from Ubim Baba, a student of Radio Biafra Broadcasts. I greet you tonight, all of you, not Tuesday. My brother just saying, I want just to push a little something for what you said. It is the system, because those countries you are, their government are supporting them, promoting them, so that the people will continue in that agriculture. In our land, the government that has supported terrorist herdsmen to go and destroy our farms. We have seen what they are doing in the north. So as they are destroying our farm in our land, what do you expect, my brother? It is a system. Do you remember who they are called Ezekiel Zog? Is not the first person. Ezekiel Zog is a man, the first man to build a farmer by in Africa, Black African race. Today, what is that? He's him. Who hinder him down? Who destroyed the man intellect until he died? Is it not the same exact government? But we do not blame our people. It is the system we find ourselves, because we are naturally talented engineer and the scientists. That's what I want to say. And I think the clip is just played. The man is trying to let people know that Fulanis, they are wanderers. That means they are traveling from one place to another. They know that they are in Nigeria. Now they have traveled from Nigeria to another country to go and stay. Now what they are trying to do is to bring all of them back from all the whole African countries to come to Nigeria and stay at their homeland. You see the kind of politics Fulani play, because they know that the indigenous people in that land are gullible. They cannot understand the on the wall. Even the journalists who are asking questions, there's no anything. There's nothing in the office in order to understand where this man is going. So if they are a master planner, they know all matters, because there's only IPOP or Hamadike put a stop in their move, which not to matter. By this time we have gone, because nobody can match Fulanese. Nobody can match them. Nobody is telling them what to do and how to do. They don't know it already. That was why they begin to conquer Senegal, where they are staying, conquer Guinea. So these people, they are master planners. We are the ones that claim they are back. Why we are the back? We are Fulanese. The Fulanese, they are master planners. They know what is about politics, not to play that overall settlement of their region. Do you know that even up to today, some Igbo tribes, speaking tribes in Biafra, are still denying themselves they are not Igbo. And if I may ask, anybody who comes to Igbo, you answer Ifeanyi, you answer Ngozi, you answer Ikechi, you from Yekan land, which part of them are in Ledo. In this time around, you don't know your identity. You are not an animal inside forest. I don't care who you are. No matter your age, no matter who you are not an animal, just like a grown-up person who doesn't know where you came from. By your name and the language you speak and the name of your community, it's supposed to know who you are. Because we are not the only people that you should conquer. We are not the only people that fight a war, that want us, our people, to start denying whom they are. A grown-up human being, who your name is defining. because you don't know where you came from. You are not an animal. That is why our people, this time around, they are still moving sheepishly because of inferiority complex. You see a Igbo man who speaks Igbo language, his wife speaks Igbo language. Immediately he gives back to child within a year. Do you know what you used to send that boy or jet in Naira? He will say, "Ngozi, go and bring water." He says to say, "Ngozi, go get with a minute, He will say, "Ngozi, go and bring water." But what are you trying to teach the children? Is it not for them to know that it is evil? Your language is
there thank you. We must continue because we'll close in no distant time. Caller on WhatsApp, welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Please, we should be. I
can hear you louder.
There we go on, please.
Is that mic coming like this?
You are, please. The whole world is hearing you. Go on.
Now, you don't expect my direction. As I still remember your brother, Honorable Sibo. Honorable Sibo is indigenous of the Mabamina to Biafraland. We are standing resolute. No going back. Mazen Nando Kutano says that we have reached the road of Rubicon, the point of no return. Now, if you imagine that I was talking to some people even today. Some of our people are afraid of our own brothers. They are telling me to somebody tell me they say I should attack you as to kneel down. For what? Saying, how are we going to free ourselves from this fear of unknown? Your own brother is coming around. He said I should close my eyes, not talk about my identity, whom I am. When are we going to hide to reach? It's true that the enemy have surrounded us. But when are we going to hide to reach? It's a hard time that we show ourselves. Mazen Nando Kutano said that if you cannot show your identity, to give your feel of your identity, whom you are nobody. You should get out of from his hand. Now we are standing resolute, no going back. Whatsoever thing that we have to make it happen. The land of Biafra is solidly behind us. The problem we are having is our brothers, they have used all of their body, both their head and their neck, to grab another man's culture and demoralize their own. If you dare not bring anything that concerns our origin to them, it will become a crime. You will teach and teach and teach, you will ask questions and keep on clarifying them, they will not understand. That all I know will keep on going. So long as it takes the British people so long time to demoralize us, to destroy our identity, no matter how long it takes us, we must go there. We must keep on teaching them. Martin, you are doing a wonderful job. All of you in the media. The people of Biafra keep on strengthening you and keeping you. And increasing your knowledge and understanding. So we are in the Biafraland. I pray that people of Biafra will keep on blessing us and keeping us away from the evil ones. We are standing resolute. Martin, keep on doing the good work.
They are
almost near Biafra.
Oh, help Biafra. Thank you. We must continue. I'm winding down, please. In the next 10 minutes, I should be off air. Caller on direct line. Thank you for holding on. Can you hear me? Call on direct line. Caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Please go on. Yes. Yes, go on, please. Go on.
My name is Judo Kafo. Judo boy from Ado. Ado is in Anioma. And Anioma is in Biafraland. And all the way from Iguakri, which is present day Ibanke in a district. We are Igbo people by culture, by identity, and by blood knowledge. Just like what my brother just said on the clip he played, Mazi Jonathan, he illustrated to the world and said from Biafraland to Benin, it's like 20 minutes journey. From Agbo to Anambra, it takes you like 5 minutes to an hour. But he said that he wondered why people they claim that they are from Benin, that they don't answer the same name with the people they are close to. They are answering Chinedu, Okafo, Jude Okafo, Chukuma, Ogochuku. And there is nobody from Benin, from Agbo Ikaland that is answering Osayuki or Osamudiame. Do you know one thing I find out? Because I thank God for Radio Biafra, because I was once ignorant before 2012 when I started listening to Radio Biafra. To the greatest teacher of all teachers, the greatest professor of all professors, Mazinan Dekano, changed my mindset. Because I used to call somebody who is so powerful from Anambra State. I'll say, you don't know that Igbo man went there for Bale Street here. He played the same man with me. But I will call him, you don't know that Igbo man across the street there. But Radio Biafra have cleared my ignorance. Today I am a human being. Because my leader Mazinan Dekano taught me that what makes you a human being is the ability to reason, to think as a human being. Today, I can confidently say that I am an Igbo man, Jude Okafo. Go to my town, Ikaland. We have a K-Afo Orient Court. We dress like an Igbo man. Our ordinary anomaly is the same thing. You see, one problem is they have tried to divide the Igbo race right from time immemorial. That is why they created Midwest. And I asked my grandfather, why did they not create the Mid-East and put us in Mid-East? Why did they have to put us in Midwest? Everything is west, so that they can divide and trample the Igbo race so that they can be able to rule us and ride us like a donkey. So that we cannot be, we as a people, so that we cannot speak with one voice. Of recent, when I go to Gogo, if you doubt me, Biafrans, go to Gogo. Go to Ika, the origin of Ika and Ikaland. You will that the kingdom of Benin is the one that is writing a history of the people. A Benin king, a Benin person is writing my history for me to look at. They have cleared everything about history from Gogo. How can a foreigner begin to tell you who you are? How can a foreigner begin to write your history? And you are just shaking your head and believing what that person is writing. We are not from Benin, neither are we from Ikodo. We are Igbo people, and that is why our ancestors, they always say, Ndembo, and you want Ndembo, Ndibo. We are not from Benin.
Mercy,
we are not related.
Please round up. Try to
we
round up.
Are Igbo. And Yama is Igbo. Ika is Igbo. All the way to Togo. That is why we are fighting for Biafra. So that we can think and reason like a human being. Because nobody will write our history again. Rather, we will write who we are. Where we identify ourselves. Where we come from and where we belong. Mazi, let me leave the floor for other people to come. May Chukwu Adema bless you. And all of us will live long to see Biafra in our time. In the name of Chukwu Okike, Abiyama's name I pray.
He say. Thank you very much, Mazi. Thank you, and remain blessed. Caller on signal. Can you hear me? Please be as brief as you could. Caller on signal.
Yes. Yes, I can hear you, my comrade.
There we go.
I hope I'm coming out clear.
Coming out crystal clear.
Thank you very much. Dear friends worldwide, I greet all of us. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone. I remain your servant, Biafran servant. I'm working as a Milano coordinator. Thank you very much, Mazi. I just have a little things to tell my brothers and sisters, because the fight we are fighting on earth. We know the fight, but it's not that we don't know it. But only the problem we have is that there is our people that is among those that are holding us down. If we didn't do away with these people, we are not going anywhere. They are our brothers and sisters. But they chew their tooth that they can never agree. But they will reap what they sow. And they will reap what they sow. I'm telling you, these people, they are evil. They don't have our people. They don't have our people heart at all. They don't love us. We'll give them our staff of office. We'll hand them our community over to take care of. My brother, they did nothing, only to embezzle and disorganizing the youth. Nobody are controlling our youth. Nobody are controlling our youth sisters and our youth brothers. Nobody are taking care of our mothers, our sick mothers and our old mothers and our young mothers. Nobody are taking care of them. Even our fathers, nobody are taking care of them. All of them are putting deaf ear. Our people are suffering, gnashing their teeth every day. We are watching them. And we are watching them closely. Fulani, that tools you are. I have been telling you that all of you will meet your water in Biafraland. We know which fight we are fighting. We know them. It's not that we don't know them. Only our people that don't know them that we are pity. Just me. We know them. But all of them will make their water low. Biafrans, looking closer to those people that are following the programs that are holding us down. There's people that are still following the program of slave trade till today. There's people that are still following the program of missionary till today. They are holding us down. There are people that are still holding the program of colonization. Is holding us down today. If we didn't terminate these people, if we didn't take away these people, my brother, Hamadike, thank you very much for your work, because you have did a marvelous and great work for we Biafrans and our brothers that they display all over the world. Go to South America, North America, everywhere. Mazi, thank you very much. Let me know more.
Well, there, woman.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Caller on WhatsApp, please. You are the last caller. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me? Thank you for holding on.
I can hear you. I can, Professor Jordan.
There, There, well, welcome to the program.
You're speaking to a brother who's the scavenger. I'm calling from Africa, South Africa. Professor Jonathan, I greet my leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience. I greet Biafrans all over the world. I greet all IPOB members who are fighting assiduously to restore the kingdom of heaven on earth. We thank you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, for setting up this Radio Biafra, a citadel of knowledge and prosperity to educate us. Professor Jonathan, our sister, Madam Mariam Helden, asked us a question. The question is, what is the value of Igbo man? What does Igbo man place as a value to him? I will give him some of things that Igbo man place as a value. As you can see, I'm an Igbo man, and my name is scavenging. So you can see I value scavenging. Another thing that Igbo man value is saboteur. Igbo man value saboteur. Igbo man can do anything to be obedient to the Fulanis. Igbo man value to be a refugee in another man's land. That is why you can hear an Igbo man sing a music to give their brothers prestige. He said that anywhere you go, you know see Igbo man run away. But he didn't explain what is this Igbo man doing that place he was. He didn't explain anything. He just said anywhere you go, you know see Igbo man run away. That is what you can see. That is why you can see that an Igbo man, I'm telling you, Igbo man like already made, anything already made. Even as we are following Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, some people just follow Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because they know he have fought and they didn't start. They just started yesterday and they didn't value what they value is just to put the face of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in a cup. In a cup, just when they put the face and they sell it, it's okay for them. That's what they value. They didn't value what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is preaching. If a man will go to another man's country and spend $10,000 to get the permit of that another country, but if you tell Igbo man, put 200 rand, 50 rand for the fight to restore your people so that you can go back to your own home, Igbo man will not do that. That is why I said that they valued the value already made. Yes, we know that the system is there, but you can see that the system of Fulani, do you see what the Fulani man said? He said that his Fulani people are global person. He didn't say that his Fulanis are wanderers. He said they are global person, which means he has given them a prestige. They are United Nations child. They are UNICEF. They are United Nations child. They can live anywhere, and that place they can live is Biafraland. That is where they can come. And they say where there is vacuum, they tell you. Then you ask yourself, where is that vacuum? Is there any vacuum in the United States for them to go? Is there any vacuum for them in Middle East? Is there any vacuum for them in Europe? That place where the vacuum is Biafraland. They have told you that you have a vacuum. So what are you still waiting for? To fight for your land? What are you still waiting for? Igbo man, anywhere you go, you know Igbo man run away. And then what are you doing that place that you run away? Igbo man, rise up and fight for your right. Rise up now, Biafrans, rise up. Still today, you can still see one of our brothers trying to tell other people that they are Biafra. This is a word you still hearing in 21st century. So upon all this, their professor, upon all this education, if you ask them, they say, no, University of Zik, Ahmed Bello University, Ile is a university. I study political science. I study geography. Even some of them go to study aeronautical engineering. But they know that there is no plane Nigeria have. They went and do that course. You see what they are doing? Can you see what these people are doing to themselves? And that is why we are fighting. That the only way is to get Biafra.
And when we get Biafra, we can sit down now and marshal out. Professor Jonathan, don't mind anybody who said, no, you mustn't talk about this, you must. But at the same time, they will tell you that when you take something from a dog, if you pick out a police, you must show him. That is what you are showing first, for them to know the picture, the green picture of where they are going, for them to know what we are talking, for them to know what we are planning, our plan ahead. That is what the IPOB are for. We are not hiding anything. Everything is on open parlor. Open. That is why we shout. We don't hide anything. And that is why they take advantage. But we are not going to stop. That is a story. It's a village speaking. We cannot stop. We will be talking all the time, educating them, teaching them, telling them the implication. Because tomorrow now, after when Obi have failed, he will come back and talk to us like Jonathan, medicine after death. 6 years, he didn't talk anything. He didn't know that Nigeria is a major geographical expression. After they have disappointed him, he's now wearing big cap, going up and down. An envoy, a peacemaker, but your place is burning. Your place is burning. Your people are dying for asbestos, for so many diseases that is engulfing them. But you are peace. You are making peace to the world. I don't know what mentality are that. Thank you, Professor Jonathan, for taking my call. Biafras, I love you. IPOB members, you are my blood.
This is where I'm going to switch off the phones, please. I crave your indulgence because I have another schedule now. Biafrans and lovers of freedom, we must continue what we are doing. It is an established fact that we have no future in Nigeria. It is established. Forget about any person that is coming to tell you we do this, we do that. No, or let us do it like this. Nigeria, we can repair it. That is nonsense. There is no way we can, get together or get along with the caliphate. It is impossible. They have their values, which is contrary to ours, and ours contrary to them. So there is no need forcing. I have said it here. Singapore, they tried with Malaysia, and it didn't work for 2 years, and they have to let go. They say, we have tried, but it cannot work. If we want to continue to be a developed country, we must separate. And they did that amicably. And today, the two countries are doing well. Singapore is their superficial is not up to 1,000 kilometers square. Do you understand how little that is? A population of 6 million people. But here we are, people are trying to force us, to convince us. There is not conviction anyway, because they are trying to force Nigeria onto us. But we say no. And we have refused it, Thank you for listening to this program, and we must continue doing what we are doing. There is no stopping. We must continue. Thank you for listening. Biafra is our religion. Biafra is our identity. Because before we didn't have any identity. We are misguided into, not having or discarding our identity. But today we have retrieved back our natural identity. Therefore, we continue in what we are doing. Biafra is our religion. If you have any other religion that we talk, that will make you forget about Biafra, or you relegate Biafra struggle to second class, know that you are not worthy. I put it on my wall, Facebook wall, the other day. Jonas Raphael. No religious sentiment should make you to be to relegate Biafra struggle to second level. This is what struck out Maazi of our deputy. One of the main reasons is religion, because he loves his religion more than Biafra. So the way Maazi Nnamdi Kanu was castigating or criticizing or bringing out facts concerning his religion is making him uncomfortable. So he have to give away. He have to go out and say, "Oh boy, this is not what I wanted." Do you see the danger? of making Biafra your second religion. Biafra is our first religion. Nothing somebody can do or talk about another religion that will shake or should shake our faith in Biafra or in the restoration of Biafra. Any person that is telling you about, oh no, let us this way, no, don't go there, is a religion, no, that is rubbish. We don't talk for talking's sake. We talk with facts and figures, nothing more, in order to open our brains to think in a different way. Think as how we're supposed to think as human beings, not being influenced by any religion, any other ideology, no, but by we continue remaining who we are naturally. That is what we are doing. Thank you for listening. From me, Maaz Jonathan Chinedu, from here, it is simply good evening.
The land of the rising sun is a home of hope, a home of the Biafrans. The fire of the eastern land is a promised land, a blessed land of the true Biafra. Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kaniri, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kaniri, Biafra, Kaneboso Kaniri, Anijala. Chukwu okike bịama onye anyị nọ n'aka ya mere anyị ihe mara mma. Ugbu a bụ oge anyị ji ala n'ala nna m. Biafra bụ ala ọma, ala Chukwu gọziri, ala mmanụ ahụ, ala Chukwu gọziri, the rising sun. Mgbe mbuka kwuru okwu esi n'oji ihe nwatakịrị, o were aka ya elu agafụwa ya ofu wetuo ya, maka na ọnọdụ ugo adịrọ n'ikpe mma. Lee ndị ala adịghị mma, ndị zuru, ndị na-aṅụ ọbara mmadụ, ndị okwu ha abịakwala n'ọzọ ka ha kwatusu Biafra. Mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ị nọ n'aka, mana Chukwu okike abịa ma gị ka ị nọ n'aka, na anyị ga-ala. Ugbu a bụ ka anyị je mere onwe anyị, ugbu a bụ ka anyị ji ala. Biafra na-atago. The land of the rising sun is a home of hope, a home of hope of the Biafrans. The fire of the eastern land is a promised land, a blessed land of the true Biafra. Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Emeka Bonusi Biafra, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kaniri, Kaimara Biafra, Kaneboso Kaniri, Biafra Kanebo. IPOB, one big family, one big family. Honorable one Abaloso, Alabo, Onere, Abo Kalesia, Ore Kalesia, Obo, Re. Anarabisi aka n'elu ụwa wee gbawa n'ori aka. Mmiri marụ gasaghị ụgarụ, anyị ma n'ọnọdụ ọ dịrọ n'egbe mma. Mmiri bụ nke anyị n'obido.